What's up, fam? It's your girl Alexandria, and today I want to show you all how you can mark your chart up if you first look at it and it's a little bit confusing. So the example that I'm going to use today is Zim Integrated Shipping Services, because I actually received this as a request from my mentees to give them my analysis. I pulled it up and I said, well, this chart looks disgusting, but I still have to give them a play. Y'all, when it's a newer chart that has a smaller share price, it can be a little tricky to try to catch it because there's not that much historical information. As we see here on Zim, it only goes back to February 2021. That's only 3 years of information that we're able to look at on higher time frames. So then I said, well, maybe let me go to the monthly time frame and I can mark off the range of the previous month. Unfortunately, the previous month we had this long-legged doji, and so far in July on this monthly candle, let me delete all of this so you can see. You're playing inside the same range, baby. We got the same high open and close, basically. What do? Don't worry, I'm gonna show y'all. Now, the first thing I suggest doing is make sure that you have a naked and afraid chart. All right, and we're gonna start off by drawing the lowest low that we see and the highest high for the current range that we are in, that we see. Now, what do I mean by that? We're in this range in here since February 2023. It made this low November and has worked its way up. All right, I want to pay attention to this. If you wanted to, since it's close to breaking above there, we could go ahead and move it here to the about 29.50, 28 level. Now I just adjusted this. Let me move the level back. This was my reference point over here. I see that it found some resistance in here before it worked its way back up. So I just wanted to move that level down to right there, which caught this resistance, boom, boom, boom. So overall, from looking at this, my next target up would be 29. Got it. Second thing that we need to do is make sure we have a strong trend line. Now I understand that this low is here, okay? But we have one major low that then consolidated on this trend line at that low. I understand it made this here as well. I understand. But we don't have that much information, historical info, so we need to just go ahead and respect the lows that it has clearly made here, okay? So here on the daily, from looking at this, you're kind of making sense to me, because is that not a double top? Is that not a double top? So since we see this major resistance twice, it resisted here, okay? So since we see that there was this double top here, we absolutely want to go ahead and put this level here at the 23.83, all right? And we can see that this was the pullback in there, so we want to go ahead and mark this level off to 1675 as well. Okay, so now we've blocked it off, and this is how you would normally see my charts. I have the major resistance level, my supply zone. I have my major demand level down at the bottom, my support level, and let's turn this one red, and then I have retracement levels in between with a trend line set up as well. We love that. All right, now simply from looking at this from a swing trade aspect, I'm not entering because price is not near a level that I drew. So for me to play calls, I'd want to see a close above 24 to then play into this 29 range. For me to get puts to swing, I'm looking for a close below 1675 to then play down to the trend line around 1275. Either way it goes, if I wait for it to break above to my next level here, that's a 21.7% move in price. Or if I simply am patient and I wait for it to break below my 1675 to the trend line, that is still a 27% move in price. So either way it goes, my babies, the safety is below 1675 or above 24. Now what I want to do is show you all my secret weapon that I use, which is not so secret, but it's dark pool levels. Now you do need to have a really good resource in your pocket. Y'all, in this game, you're gonna have to spend some money to make some money, whether that is your TradingView subscription. This chart, this resource here, TradingView, will make you a bag. You have to have a charting platform. You need to have a trading platform. You need to have an investing platform. I do not trade in the same brokerage that I invest. Why would you do that? Didn't your granny and your papa ever tell you don't ever put all your money in the same bank or under the same mattress? Same concept, my loves. Same concepts. So let's go ahead and head over to my favorite resource, Tradietics, and we're going to look at some of these dark pool levels. So here on Tradietics, for my babes, when y'all come and y'all look at this yourself, all I did was come to the ticker dashboard because we're specifically looking at Zim, and went to the dark pool levels. All right. So what is dark pool? Let's talk about it first. So dark pools are these private marketplaces that large institutions use to place their trades. Because it's a private marketplace, we don't know where they're buying or selling, but if price is below that level, we look at it as resistance. If price is above that level, then we look at it as support. Now, the larger the dark pool level, the more price is going to be attracted to it. It becomes like a magnet, all right? So as we see here, the current price for Zim is $22.11. So what I did was I clicked on the 1 day dark pool levels, kind of bring it out here a little bit. And so this is showing me the levels that came in, or the dark pool trades that came in on Friday, all right? So I can see here that above the current price, we have 22.40, 22.70, and 23.80. All right, below there, we have 22.10, 22, and 21.20. I'm going to take those levels and I'm going to go put them on my chart. Now, will I put 22.40 and 22.70? Probably not. I'd split the baby somewhere in the middle around 24.50, 24.60. But let's go ahead and put that on our chart, as well as the 23.80. I went ahead and I marked off the dark pool levels that we were looking at. I did split the baby and did 22.60. The 23.80 we already had, so that's confirmation for me. And then the 22 and 21.20. Now what I noticed is with this 21.20 is that is within the range of Friday's candle. That's the low that it held. So I looked for the dark pool level below there, and it was $20.31. So if I come back to the 4-hour time frame, that's even better for me to see. Oh wow, and look at this gap there. Look at that. Right there at the 21.30, we do have a gap down here in price. We love gaps, okay? Very much so a high volume move created by the institutions, all right? So we want to go ahead and annotate this gap. So we could say below 20.30, which was a dark pool level, we would look to play Zim to close this gap at 19.05. Now, as far, that is a lovely range that you'd be able to catch there. A 6.16% move in price, you go away, all right? And if it continued to hold and break below, or if it continued to break below and hold, if it continued to move below 19, we're going to target the 1674. You continue to lose 1674, we're targeting it down here for a trend line return, because this is a beautiful double bottom setup. We see the levels to play. I would not be interested in playing this to the upside, because the 23.80 was a dark pool level. It was a major dark pool level. I would not want to enter into calls until it broke above this double top here and went above. Now, what I do see as a double top, because it rejected in the same place twice, double top, I'm actually kind of looking at it now saying, oh, wait, look at that bee sting, y'all. Was this a cup and handle that would potentially come back down here to this support level and then work its way back up to then break above the 23.83? I do like that. So if we see Zim push down and hold the 20.30 to play it right back into the 23.83 range, you just have to be aware that you might need to take profit, all right? You got to be aware that you might need to take profit. Definitely scale out. And if you only bought one contract, you take profit. You don't wish and hope. That's realized gains that you better make sure you get. Amen? Okay? And you have the levels that you'd want to watch to make sure it didn't reject in there. So let's go to the 15-minute and check out how price moved through these dark pool levels. Look at this minor trend line that we have here. I see bearish sentiment. Now we do have RSI is attempting to peak above 50. MACD is attempting to as well, but we only got one crossover there. Hasn't quite made it into the bearish territory. But look at this trend line. Extend that trend line every time. You broke below it, came back to it. It does sort of look like maybe it's trying to flag and break above. So I would watch for this as well if Zim opens and just decides to move ahead. On the 15-minute, we do have what could be if it breaks above this trend line, right? So I would even say if you were watching it over a lower time frame above the 2260 to play into 2330, take some profit, and then into the 2383, 24 range. Now I want to show you how I know that these are major magnetic levels. We're back looking at the dark pool levels, and just check out the money that they put into those trades. The 2210, where we see that price bounced from on Friday, has the most, 18 million, and above there the resistance levels, we got 2 to 3 million. Now below there at the $20, look at this, 9 million, and these orders came through on Friday. We got 9 million at $20. At the 1990, 8.6 million. My babies, I smell a pullback coming. Definitely want to trade it down into the $20, and perhaps it would hold it as support. Maybe not. I'll follow the dark pool levels. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial on how to use and analyze dark pool levels. Let me know in the description below which resource it is that you're going to use. Bye y'all. See you at the top.